And we have a couple people on. I see the message from Marie. She says hi.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Marie, I see your messages. So, and you can feel free, Marie, and anyone else. Always, you can send questions during the video chat via message. So if you want to just chat them, type them, if you're not at a place where you can speak them audibly or have your video on, excuse me, feel free to do that as well. So I'm excited. This is day 1, 4 for some, day 1, week 1 for others. And one of the things that I'm excited about is, as far as this group, is that we do have this mixture. So a lot of the people who are just starting today, go back through the page, scroll, and look at some of the recipes that have been posted, some of the inspirational messages, and just sort of draw and gain information from that. So there's a lot of information, a wealth of information within our page. And a lot of the people who have already done this for 3 weeks can really give good advice as to how to stay consistent. So I always say that it's consistency that yields results. So as long as you keep going, stay consistent, you're at it day in and day out, regardless of, you're not going to always be 100%. You're not going to always be at your best, but as long as you give whatever percentage you have to give that day, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But all that being said, my brief intro. Glad that Coach KK is on the phone. I think are you meal prepping right now?
I'm always cooking. Right. Every day.
So I call her Coach KK because the KK stands for Clean Queen, obviously spelled wrong, but she's on Team Fitness and is a future figure competitor. So she's working toward her first figure competition this year. And it's funny because I had to teach her about how to cheat, to have a cheat meal, which a lot of people, they that's like music to their ears. And with Coach K, she was like, I don't know, I want to keep it clean. I want to, do all. I'm like, okay, but there is science behind a cheat meal, generally once a week to really help your metabolism. So that's why that name stuck, Coach Clean Queen. So you'll see her in the page. She's going to be giving advice, just, helping everyone out with support, answering questions. Since she's been with me for a while, she sort of knows how, I operate, some of my thoughts regarding things. So feel free to ask her questions. Feel free to ask Panda, Christine Greyer-George. She's also on the page. She's a Team Fitness regional trainer. She's out of Massachusetts. So you have a wealth of people who in this group who are there to support you and to really help you succeed in this journey. So that being said, what questions from the people who are on the chat right now? And then Coach KK, if you could also, I'm not sure if you can, but if you could sort of keep an eye on the page to make sure no one's posting questions there. And if they are, then I can answer them via the video. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks. So questions so far. I know this is day 1 for Cameron. This is, I think maybe, day number 4 or 5 for Marie. She started early, which is awesome. So any questions so far? Or just about anything?
I think the main thing that I had was, is there a snack after dinner, or should dinner be your last meal?
Right, that's a good question. It's going to vary with each person, and it's based upon your schedule. Okay, so there are some people who work different shifts who they'll go to sleep early. It's really going to be the time between dinner and sleep. Okay, so if there is, let's say, 6 hours between the time you eat dinner and the time you go to sleep, you should definitely have something in between there. Okay? I would say even if there's 5 hours between dinner and sleep, have a healthy snack in between. Okay? Because you don't want to go to sleep hungry. Right? You still want to keep your metabolism revved up, and your body will process and break down those calories and break down that food while you're sleeping. So it doesn't stop. because we go to sleep. Okay, so but good question.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Anything from Marie? Marie says, what is the amount of water you should take each day? That's another good question. And I believe somebody else asked that on the page maybe last week.
Mm-hmm.
Really, as far as water, there's no real recommendation. There's a rule of thumb. The rule of thumb is about 64 ounces. And the reason why is because our bodies, through just normal bodily processes, gets rid of about 63 point something ounces of water a day. Okay, so that's where that whole 8 cups, 8 ounces per day came from. Okay, so the general rule of thumb, as long as you're getting about 64 ounces a day of water, then you're good to go. Now, obviously, we're going to get more water from the food that we eat. Good. Yep. So you're at 80 right now drinking. Yep. So we're going to get water from the food as well. Okay. So, and you'll see some other sort of numbers out there. The Institute of Medicine says over 100 and something ounces daily, but they're including not just water intake. Okay. So they're looking at water, food, understanding that we get a lot of our water from our food as well. So they say overall fluid intake should be over 100 ounces a day. And I believe it's around like 111, 120 ounces of fluid per day. But yeah, that's where that 64 ounce rule comes from. Great question, Marie. Okay, what else? Anything you could think of, Coach K, that you think people might want to know, or anything you've seen people asking so far on the page?
Not really. I was kind of looking on there earlier and just kind of looking at the different things, but I haven't really came across anything. I definitely want to find, I don't know if it's on there or not, but I want to see like the approved foods list, I guess.
Yeah, and I was going to talk to you about that. I'm sending all that information to you to make sure that you are on the same page. I was going to do it last night, and I don't know what happened, but so I'm going to get you all that information so that you know exactly what's going on as far as the workouts. That way you can better help everyone in the page. So
okay, sounds good.
Okay, muscle soreness after the first couple of days should let up right. Okay, so all right, so there's this thing called DOMS, D-O-M-S. That's an acronym. It stands for Delayed Onset Muscle Soreness. I know, I'm sorry, I'm not laughing, but we're just because we all go through it, okay, and we all understand it. And what first of all, it's a good sign. The muscle soreness is a great sign. What that means is that your muscles, when we work out, especially when we do resistance training, there are micro tears that form in our muscle fibers, okay? And so what we're feeling when that soreness, that's the tearing and the repairing process. So when our muscles repair, via the proteins in our body and the protein that we ingest as well, as that happens, they build back bigger, okay? So we build more lean muscle from that tearing process. So when we're working out, we're tearing them down so that they can be built back up. Now, the way that I've written the program is that obviously you're not working the same muscle groups directly one day after the next, okay? So I'm giving you at least that 48-hour window before you hit those muscle groups again to really help facilitate full repair. So initially, the first week, I would say first week, 2 weeks, the soreness is going to be probably the most intense throughout this entire 6 weeks. After a while, it's going to subside. You're going to get used to it. Will it go away completely? No. Should it? No. If it goes away completely, then we're probably not working hard enough, okay? Or we need more of a challenge for ourselves. So there should be, within this program, you're going to get to certain workouts that are going to challenge you in a different way that you haven't seen before. So on those workouts, let's say week week 3, you're going to start seeing some new things. At that point, you might experience a new level of soreness in specific muscle groups. Okay, that will be different from because you're doing new workouts. So I hope that made sense as far as the soreness, Marie. But yeah, we were all laughing because we know. Good to hear it. We've definitely all gone through it. So I'm sure Coach K can attest to that with the workouts that I write for her on a daily basis as well.
I laugh because I have it all the time. And I've been working out for a long time, but right. Some girls that like Bethany, that's on the 6-week challenge, and Cassie that recently just joined, they both had, was it legs today? I'm not too sure. I did see one of Cassie's workouts and it had some legs, and she's like, I'm sore already. I'm like, good. She's like, what do you mean good? And I was like, no, that's good. Right.
Yeah. You're right. It's a great sign. It's such a great sign. So keep it up. Keep pressing. You're doing great.
Tim, one of the things that I saw on the food list was that you suggested yams over sweet potatoes.
Right.
Why is that? I thought that was so weird.
Yeah, they're a bit different. And if you look at, it's all based on the nutritional profile of yams versus sweet potatoes. Okay. So yams, you're going to, and I'm actually going to post about this in the page. Okay. Got another question. But it's just that they're more nutrient dense than sweet potatoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm gonna post that so that people can sort of see the difference between the yams and the sweet potatoes.
Okay. I just wondered.
And then Marie said, what did Marie say about? Okay, after work, came home to work out, felt better. Good. Yeah. So your body's, you're starting to adjust to the type of workouts. And I also want to make a note to everyone that this is written so that any person from as far as your fitness level, from the beginner to the advanced lifter could do this program, because you have the option of doing so many rounds, so many sets. You can even do more reps if you want to. You can adjust the weights. So you can almost customize the program to meet your fitness level. And that's the way I wrote it, so that the person who is advanced isn't, underwhelmed essentially, and then the person who is a beginner isn't overwhelmed. So you start where you're comfortable, and by the end of this challenge, you're going to be doing things that you probably thought you could never do when you first started. So anything else?
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay. Yeah, Coach K, Cameron's in her senior year at, you said it was Macomb? Yeah. Yep. Down there in near Findlay, you said, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's awesome.
You'll probably see her at Planet Fitness sometimes, because she says she works out.
Oh, is it Christina, are you the one that works there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got a membership there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
very, very cool. Right. Well, if we don't have any more questions, we're going to bring this Q&A session to a close, and then we'll look at some other times. Going to try to get some morning times, some early afternoon times, just to try to accommodate more people. We'll always record them so that people could watch what we discussed. Okay. And always feel free to ask questions in the page. Between the three of us, Christina, Panda, and myself, we will always try to get back to you as soon as possible. And then other people in the group that I said that has started 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago who could also answer some questions as well. Okay? Oh, I think we froze.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I hope everyone has a great evening, and I will stay in touch with all of you via Facebook.
You too. Thank you.
All right. You're very welcome.
Thanks, Tim.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Christina.
Bye, dear.